Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Go So Beautiful. My name's Becky and it's Sew and Tell Tuesday. Normally I make videos on Fridays along with the Friday Sews group, but last week was really busy for me and I didn't get a chance to do that. So today is Tuesday and I did get some sewing done and I wanted to share what I've made, and also, I did a little fabric shopping and what's coming up. Thanks to all of you who are subscribed to my channel, and if you're new, I hope you'll enjoy this video about sewing and consider subscribing to my channel. So let's get started with what I made. A couple weeks ago, I decided I needed some new knit pajamas. This is the third pair of pajamas I have made in this season, and I made two pairs of flannel pajamas and they were kind of hot, so I decided to make some knit pajamas. And I went to Joann and I got this really cute knit fabric with donuts on it. So I decided to make Simplicity, well, this is the rack number 11288. And it is a unisex pattern with, and it has children's pajamas and adults. And it's got like a placket opening. Let me see if I can find, oh, I don't have the instructions. I'll put the actual number in the in the description box. So it's just pretty much like joggers for the pants, and then, like I said, a kind of Henley style t-shirt top for the top. And I got the pants made and they fit really well. And they have cuffs on the bottom. And I think I ended up making the extra large. But I haven't gotten around to making the top because I had other things I wanted to make. So the other thing I worked on was my toile for the Marlow sweater. This is the Marlow sweater from True Bias, and I have some nice pretty cable knit fabric that I want to use for it, but before I cut into it and make it, I wanted to try it out. So I had some black polar fleece, which I'm going to make a toile out of. Unfortunately, I did not have enough for the collar band, the cuffs, and the waistband. So I did have some black cotton knit spandex, and I'm going to try and use that and see how it works. But really, I want to see how it fits, how long it is, and all of that. So if the collar band and cuffs and waistband don't work in that black spandex knit, I'll probably get some more black polar fleece and finish it. The other thing I worked on, last week was busy, as I said. It was my husband's birthday. I think I mended some things or hemmed some things. And then on Thursday, I had a friend who asked me to help her make some garden aprons. And she had a pattern that she had downloaded, and it's just one of those aprons that crosses over in the back and has pockets in the front. So it was a really simple thing. And she knows how to sew, but she needs a lot of help. And so I went over to help her. And they came out really cute. They have bias binding all the way around, and really didn't take that much time to put together. I mean, we did it in like 3 hours or less. So the next day I was looking at apron patterns and I found a free pattern from Tessuti. And then I remembered I have an apron pattern that is very similar. And I was getting ready to go on a retreat, a scrapbooking retreat for the weekend. And I had some leggings and a turtleneck. It was really cold, and I put this knit dress over it. It was from Walmart. I had gotten it in the summertime, and it had 3 ruffled tiers on it, and it was kind of not too long, but I just didn't like the way it looked on me. So I started thinking about this apron pattern, and this is Simplicity 8816, and I said to myself, I'll bet you could make this right here. This is view C, and it's kind of like a little tabard, but I thought that would be really cute in some denim, which is kind of what it's pictured in. And I had denim, and this was at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I was supposed to be leaving by 2:30 or so. So I started working right away and got it cut out, started sewing it up, tried it on, and it fit okay. I hadn't put it was supposed to be binding. You're supposed to bind it all the way around. And when I tried it on, I thought, you know, this is pretty lightweight, and I think I want to line it. So I looked in my stash again and found some pretty red bandana print fabric. And I thought, I'll just line it, and that'll be just as quick as putting the binding on. So this was at about, by then it was about 1 o'clock, and I thought, I can get this done. Well, 3 hours later, I was finishing it up, and my husband came down and said, "Are you watching the time?" I said, "Yes, I'm almost finished." But it did take a little bit longer. So here's the, but I did get it finished. Here's the apron, and I'll put a picture of me wearing it. And this is the lining. And I think I may have gotten it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know, but I don't even remember what I bought it for. But it's just got these 2 shoulder seams, and it's got a center seam down the back. And I made this in, I think, an extra large, so that because of my hips, I knew I wanted it to fit around my hips. It's got these 2 little tabs on the sides, which I haven't even had time to sew buttons on. And I just stitched the sides together about an inch, rather than just relying on the tabs. I don't know if you can see that. And I used the burrito method when I lined this. And if you're not familiar with the burrito method, it's a very genius way to get a nice clean finish around the neckline, in your armholes, for any kind of bodice, or really anything that a yoke, if it has a yoke. I, of course, looked on YouTube to remind myself how to do it, because I've seen it done before, but I couldn't remember exactly how to do it. And I watched the video from Seamwork Patterns on the burrito method. And I actually, they do theirs just to the armholes, and then they stitch the side seams separately. And I could have done that, but I just went ahead and stitched the side seams down. Now the problem with that is when you turn things inside out, it has to go through this shoulder seam. And there was a lot of fabric to go through that shoulder seam, and I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to get it through, but I did. But in the future, I will probably either make the shoulder seams wider, or I just won't sew down the side seams so that there's not so much fabric to go through. But it came out pretty cute. I did look at my pictures and kind of noticed after the fact that it makes me look a little bit pregnant. So I'm going to try, and I think that's partly because the neckline is really too big. So I think I may try to cut this out again. I think I'm going to use the same thing, but I'm just going to cut it in smaller. So I may make a video about that. So, of course, the retreat was a lot of fun. I go with several women that I know and only get to see when we go to scrapbooking retreats. And then coming home, it's a little bit of a letdown after you go on a retreat and have so much fun, and then you come back to the real world. So I was feeling a little bit blue and decided today, after my morning Bible study, to go to the local buried treasure fabric store called Fabric World in Stone Mountain. And wouldn't you know, they had piles of fabric, and they called them dressmaker designer fabrics, $3 a piece, no measuring. So I went to hunting, and I got a small fabric haul here. So the first thing I'll show you is this pretty blue cotton knit, I think is what it is. I thought it's not double brushed poly, it's just cotton knit. And I think I'll make a shirt out of that, because who doesn't have enough shirts? In case you haven't noticed, this that I'm wearing, I've worn before, and it's just a little tunic from Love Notions called the Laundry Day Tee, and I added the cowl neck to it, and I'm wearing it with some brown leggings, ready to wear leggings, and it's really comfortable. But I wear this a lot, and so I need to make some more. The other thing I got, which I think was a real steal, okay, this is linen, and it's really a bright fuchsia color, but I think I've got like one, you know that if you hold your fabric up from your nose to your fingertips is about a yard, so that's 2. I got about 3 yards of this for $3. So I'm going to may make a pretty dress with a little jacket or something like that for spring. What else did I get? I got this blue, navy blue and white stripe. It's a nice, feels like it's got a lot of lycra in it. And I'll probably make a nice little shirt or top out of that. I got this pretty purplish plum knit. I think this is kind of a heathered knit, and I think this might be called a hachi knit. I don't know. It's pretty thin. I don't know if you can see through it, but I'll make a little sweater or something out of this. Purple is my favorite color. And then the last thing I got was just a piece of this. This is like lining, and it's red. And I have some ladies in our Bible study that have children, and they know that I sew, and one of the girls mentioned her little boy would love to have a superhero cape, and I've made superhero capes for my kids my boys when they were little, and they loved them. So I thought, what the heck, $3 a yard? I might make it 2-sided and put some blue fleece on one side and then red on the other, and then I'll probably make it like a semicircle or something and then bind it around the neck. Anyway, I thought that would be fun. So that's what I have to show and tell today. As far as what's coming up next, I really want to do a sew along, and I'm going to try and do it this Saturday. I'm going to make the Oakley vest from Love Notions, and I'm going to make it out of some faux fur that I bought. Okay, so I went to make the Oakley vest in this faux fur that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and they may still have some of it. This was on sale, and it's just an animal print, and I had seen They had a little sample vest made up, and this was for a child. I'll put a picture of it, and I thought that was just so cute. So I thought, I'm going to make myself a vest. And I wasn't sure if I had the Oakley vest, but I thought I did, and luckily I did. Otherwise, I would have had to probably buy a pattern. I don't know. I probably could have drafted a pattern. But I'm going to do a sew along so that you can see how to sew with faux fur. And this is also by request from one of my subscribers. So if you're watching and you have something that you would like to see sewn up, let me know and I'll try to do a sew along. Anyway, I'm going to try and do that this Saturday. So if not this Saturday, I'll do it next week. So that's all I have to show you today. I think that's enough. I did mention I wanted to start working on my ermine blouse from Fiber Mood. I had asked everyone what fabric they thought I should use for the ermine blouse, and overwhelmingly the response was to use the blue double gauze with the little white flowers. The purple, the lavender with the white daisies, that was Rayon Chalet, got 2 votes, and I'm still kind of tempted to make it out of that. One person pointed out that the blue double gauze with the white ditzy flowers might look a little bit prairie-ish, but I think the blouse is kind of that has a peasant style vibe to it. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the blue double gauze, and maybe the next shirt I make will be something a little more, I might make it out of a solid because it's got that gathered yoke, and I think that will show up better if you use a solid. But for now, I'm going to use the blue double gauze. So that's also on the table coming up. I'm thinking about changing my schedule of videos and try to do a show and tell Tuesday, sew and tell Tuesday, and a Saturday sew along, and maybe alternate Saturday sew alongs with some tutorials. I want to branch out a little bit. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you see when I upload new videos. I really am thankful for everyone who has subscribed and appreciate all your comments and love sharing my sewing experiences with you. So I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching, and go sew beautiful. Bye-bye. Yeah, I think I need to shorten it a little bit.